praise to Yahweh, Baal Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Baal Hashem, Rakaha Kwadash. I double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. This is going to be kind of a different video. Not going off of notes or anything. Just last night, when I uploaded the last two videos, I almost did not upload them. You know, speaking to myself, or speaking of myself, we are all still human, all right, especially myself, until the Lord comes back and changes us. All right, we are all in these chains of darkness still. So let me get a couple of these scriptures really quick. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 51. It says, "Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed." All right, that's telling you right now that there's a possibility that we won't die. All right, from now till the time that the Lord comes. All right, but even if we don't die, all right, we will all be changed. All right, 1 Corinthians 15 and now 52. "In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed." All right, so even the dead are going to be raised and changed. All right, given new bodies and be made incorruptible. All right, made perfect. Once these laws are put inside of us, all right, we'll be made perfect, immortal. All right, 1 Corinthians 15 and 53 now. "For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality." All right, I'll read one more just to show you that it's talking about we are going to be perfect. We're going to be immortal. This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 54. "So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory." All right, so I just wanted to read those to point out the fact that we are all still human. We are all down here, still in these chains of darkness, this flesh. So sometimes doubt, and I'm not saying wavering in this doctrine doubt. What I'm saying is a doubt as in the reason I almost didn't upload these videos. All right, from the from what seemed like kind of rambling to me, all right, on my part, and also even to the physical look of what I had on my head. All right, even though I understand what I see when I put that thing on, which is a crack in that flag. All right, on both sides of my head, it was a crack in it, and that's spiritual, because the cracks are forming in Babylon the Great. All right, let me look for something. All right, this is Isaiah 47. The heading reads Lament for Babylon. It says, come down, and this is Babylon the Great. All right, Babylon goes back to confusion, the word. All right, let me look that up really quick. Uh, let's look up Babylon. Looking up Babylon etymology. I see these people playing around now with the. Let's see. Oh, let's see. All right. It says, where, this is a drop down question. It says, where did the word Babel come from? The city received the name Babel from the Hebrew verb batlal, meaning to jumble or to confuse. All right, after Yahweh distorted the common language of humankind. All right. So this is called, hold on, what does this say? It says Babel was in the land of Shinar. Shinar was the state of Babylonia. The capital of Babylonia was the city of Babylon. Babel was named after that fact. All right. So being that this is all spiritual, man. You know, we've been hearing make America great again. When was America great? All right. If you look into the spirit, it makes sense when you realize that Babylon, great Babylon, all right, Babel is confusion. So Babylon the Great is great confusion. All right, and it's being made great again because that is what it is in the scriptures. All right, Babylon the Great. But cracks, just as I had in that headpiece that I had on, all right, are starting to show in Babylon the Great, which is prophecy. All right, Isaiah 47 and 1 reads, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin, daughter of Babylon. This land being a virgin because it has not been invaded by an outside force as of yet. All right. So come down and sit in the dust, O virgin, daughter of Babylon. Sit, and it's the daughter of Babylon. This is Babylon the Great. All right. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate, because these cracks are starting to show in this nation. All right, it's just people are not considering these scriptures. They're not considering the Lord in order to be able to see this clearly. All right, now there are people that are seeing this clearly. It is the remnant and the elect of the Lord. All right. Um, all right, this is First John, second chapter. All right, verse 20 says, but ye have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things. All right, now let's go to something else really quick. Amos 3 and 7, it says, surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. All right, so we can see these things clearly. Lord willing, I'm of that number. All right, I can see this clearly through my understanding of what my teachers teach and preach. Okay, and subsequently, they tell us to go and look at these things. Do not take their word for it. All right. And then when you go and search and you find out that these things are true, all right, the prophecy lines up with this being Babylon the Great. All right. And it is confusing the world. Have you ever heard of or it has the world under it has its knee on the world's neck. All right. Speaking figuratively. All right. It has its knee on the world's neck. The time is going to come when this world, as we know it, dies. All right. Uh, what was I going to look up? Okay, Americanization. Let's see what Americanization is. Americanization definition.
Americanization.
Definitions from Oxford Languages. The action of making, it's a noun, all right? The action of making a person or thing American in character or nationality, all right? Uh, let's do this drop down question. What is Americanization in simple terms? All right, it says the process, and I'm just reading the highlighted section of this drop down. The process through which an immigrant and their family forsakes their native cultural practices and replaces them with practices from American culture. Now, that doesn't even actually mean that you have to be on this land. All right, let's get some. Uh, let's get some examples of Americanization in other countries. All right, let's look at this. This isn't in America. All right, these are examples of Americanization. All right. uh, let me read. I typed in an example of Americanization today. All right, it says Americanization is the influence of the United States on other cultures. And there are many examples of it today, including, now before I start reading this, uh, it's not all voluntary. A lot of these uh, laws, or that's not really the word I'm looking for. Not laws, not philosophies. Although these are correct, these are included in Americanization. These That's not the word that I'm looking for. Laws, philosophies. I can't think of the word right now, so let's go ahead and just read these. AI overview. Americanization is the influence of the United States on other cultures, and there are many examples of it today, including language. The debate over whether immigrants should be required to speak English is an example of Americanization in political discourse. But check this out. How does most of the world know English, right? And most people in America don't know more than two, three languages, all right? American brands. It says the global spread of American brands and products like McDonald's and Disney is an example of Americanization, along with other companies also. All right. American food. Americanized food include orange chicken, burritos, and pizza. Now, a lot of countries are starting to become obese or have outlawed the foods that we have over here. All right. You see a lot of different cultures who don't have weight problems over in their countries, but when these immigrants come here, what ends up happening? They have weight problems, health problems, All right, all these things when it comes to food. Culture, that's the word I was looking for. A lot of these places, all right, American culture is leaking into. Okay, and what's really, if you can follow me on this, all right, the wicked that have their hand in anything know, they know that Jake or Jacob, all right, Israelites push the trends everywhere they go. All right, they are the trending thing. So what does this place do? What does the wicked do? Use Jacob as an example. They steered Jake towards evil. All right, and it catches on. So they push it out with most of the time Jake being the example of what being hip and cool is. All right, but being over here that Jake is pushed towards wickedness. All right, and what I mean by push towards wickedness is you can use the music for an example. All right, you had things known as hip hop, backpack, uh, hip hop. All right, rhyming, just rhyming. All right, uh, rapping. Um, it wasn't before. I'm talking. I'm speaking of the music before it turned into gangster rap. All right, do you think that Judah, all right, mainly, you think that Judah or even Ephraim, even Issachar, all right, pick a tribe. But do you think that there are still? Do you think that that form of music is gone? Do you think that we lost that kind of art where we're not being ignorant, sexualized? All right. Do you think that that's gone? Do you think that we cannot do that anymore? That we don't do that anymore? But what's pushed? And we don't own the companies that push this thing, but we catch the blame for pushing it. But that is all they accept. All right. They don't want There's another it's called conscious hip hop or conscious rap. All right, people want to hear that, but that's not what's pushed. But the blame gets put on the artists and not the companies that push this thing out. That's not to say Jake doesn't have a hand in that. You have top rappers that could switch their style up, but they still uh, go with what they were told to go with. All right, instead of uplifting their people through conscious rap. But it's all prophecy. No man will buy us. All right, none of these people will redeem us. That's not the point. The point is follow the money. All right, who are the people in power that can change these things and that are choosing not to? All right, the ones that the earth was given into the hand to. Job 9 and 24 again. All right, let me see. All right, American companies. Let me remind where we're at. It says Americanization is the influence of the United States on other cultures. And there are many examples of it today, including, all right, American companies. Many of the world's largest companies are headquartered in the United States, including Alphabet or Google, all right, Amazon, Apple, and Coca-Cola. So is that what Google is called? Alphabet? I didn't know that. All right, American fast food. The American fast food industry is the world's largest, with chains like McDonald's, Burger King, and Pizza Hut. All right, it reads Americanization today. It says one example of how Americanization affects the present day is the continuing debate over whether or not immigrants to the United States should be required to know English. A lot of them already know English. As broken and as strong as their accents are, a lot of these people already come in and know the basic English words. All right. And it's funny because that's what a lot of people are tied up into now. They have you distracted by if someone speaks English fluently where you can understand it. All right. These things we should be worried about. These scriptures. Okay, what's going on in prophecy? What did the Lord want us to do versus what didn't he want us to do? Who are the wicked? All right, if you didn't have eyes, how would you know who the wicked was? If you didn't have ears, how would you know who the wicked was? All right? Follow the money. See where the world is going and know who controls it. Who makes the laws? All right, how do we know what day it is? Who declares what day it is? What calendar we use? All right, who determines what money you use? Who determines if we go into the digital age or not? Who determines if the dollar goes away and we start using the micro C hip? Who does this? Who determines something going from conscious rap to gangster rap? Who pushes that and then blames someone and then the world falls for it? Who has openly claimed to be the people of the Lord but don't fit prophecy? Who put the image of the Lord out there but it doesn't match what it says in the scriptures? Who does this? All right, but that I brought this all up to go back. That all of that came from what I had on my head the other day. That almost made me doubt putting what we were speaking of on this platform. But I know that it was spiritual. Me and or the Lord and I. All right, and the brothers. Okay, let me let me look this up. That's you know what I prayed for this the other day, and I need to start praying for this more and more. And that's wild. I just realized this. All right, I prayed for this the other day, and yesterday something happened. Let me see if I can explain this really quick. All right. This is Psalm 26. The heading reads Protestation of integrity and prayer for protection. I'm going to start at verse 1. It reads, A psalm of David, Judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in the Lord. Therefore I shall not slide. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. All right. Man, I could read this whole thing, but that's the thing. You want to be examined and tested by the Lord, man. The one thing we fear is the Lord, all right? But the one thing we want is for the Lord to keep the spirit on us, that we keep searching and growing in this. And just a little quick epistle. The other day, I'm very new at this, all right? Very new. It's scary when you're new. It's scary when you've been in this for a minute, because the Lord can do whatever he wants, man. I always bring up the example of Judas Iscariot. He was one of the 12 until he wasn't, man. All right, that's why it's important uh, to know what's in these scriptures, man. To stay humble, to show humility, right? And that doesn't mean to not be a man and to stand stiffly for the name of the Lord, or stand stiffly for this doctrine, or defend the gospel. That doesn't mean you coward. You can't defend this thing being a coward at the same time. You can't do it. Right? So people mistake us defending this gospel and standing stiffly for not having humility. Or maybe they just use that to get you to back off of them. All right? To get you to back off of telling them the truth. All right, that's what I say it is. But so man, where was I going? I forget where I was going with this. All right, so it's fearful. Like my teachers, all right, the elders, apostles, and bishops, they'll tell you do not uh, put them on a pedestal. All right, that they are just men. They are just men. All right. If we endure, all right, we will all be considered as just men, and hopefully, all right, uh, be considered blameless and have our sins blotted out. But they would tell you don't put them on a pedestal. All right. Okay. And that's and I'm on a very I just came into this, man. The elder of GMS has 40 plus years. All right, the top four have combined over 100 years. All right, so it's 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 a fearful thing a little bit to have some okay, it is a fearful thing to well, here, let me get this scripture. Let me get this scripture really quick. Lord willing, I can find this. Okay. Mm. All right, this is speaking of let me see. Hold on. All right, this is Luke 12:47-48. It says, "And that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not, and did commit things worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask more." All right, so when I read that "examine me" the other day, I always want that to be, because I'd rather get chastened and shown what I don't know and grow from that than to go off. All right, to veer off from this path. Okay, so the other day, I was in a very knowledgeable brother's live stream, and he made me a moderator. All right, and right at that moment, I when he started to, I had a feeling that that's what he was going to do. And when he did it, uh, it wasn't a small thing to me being new, but at the same time, was I ready for it? All right, okay, was I ready for it? All right, a lot of people didn't join the live too much, and that's not saying anything against that brother, but I think that was kind of the Lord looking out for me, and He had me go through something that I could handle. So I didn't shun from it, or I didn't you know, stray away from that wrench or that moderator position. But I'm telling you, the pressure, the light, when it's shown on you like that, it's a scary thing. All right, that did not go over my head. All right, so I mean, thank you to that brother, but man, if you watch this, I hope that you, or I pray that you be used as a tool for examining myself also. Right? When you start your videos and end your videos in that prayer, Hebrew all the way through, that's mind blowing to me, man. I'm not even there yet. All right, Lord willing, I'll be there in the future. But man, for someone to even consider myself being a moderator for whatever reason, I took it in stride because everything is of the Lord, and that I just took it as the Lord is like, all right, you asked, I examine you, so what are you gonna do now? All right, so but so the Lord is always working, man. And this video, I don't even know what I'm gonna title this. Maybe I think I'm gonna actually end up starting a video series called "Ask the Right Questions." All right. Um, I seen a couple videos the other day on a certain person that was trying to correct an elder of mine. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell that he didn't even understand what he was speaking of. Especially if I understand something that's being said here. All right, he had to have been off. Now that doesn't mean that the Lord can't, make him right today, or give him the understanding of what the elder was trying to show him. All right, y'all don't understand by telling us the truth. That's what the elders, apostles, and the bishops are doing. They're helping us. They're helping you. Yes, it comes off stern, again, because they're standing stiffly for this doctrine. All right, but they are helping you. Every piece of correction, in my eyes, is a piece of armor. All right, they're helping you put on this armor. All right, even knights, when you see movies with knights, they had people helping them put on armor, man. All right, to be fitted with the armor. All right, maybe they could get their breastplate on the bigger pieces, right? The base pieces. But when it came to the little intricate pieces, right, to cover the little parts of your body that may get you messed up in battle, they were being helped put those pieces of armor on. And that's what correction is. That's what chastisement does. All right, you're supposed to learn from these things, not fight against it because you don't like the delivery. Listen to what is being said first. All right. First Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good. You don't throw away the good pieces of armor just because you can't quite get it on yourself. You take that help, all right, and allow them to help you get this armor on, man. All right. Uh, so I don't know what this. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be called "Ask the Right Questions" because the question I had to ask myself when it came to uploading that is, uh, did I examine myself when it came to why I wasn't going to put that video up? All right. Um, uh, so what I was saying in those videos, you know, I was sincere about them, and hopefully they came off as edifying. Uh, just because I seen something that someone could take offense to doesn't mean that I should take down everything that I was saying. All right. Because I know in that headpiece again, there are cracks in that design, which is spiritual. All right. Um, also, I thought we were going to go into a certain topic. We have already done that topic. All right. So I have yet to decide what uh, topic we're going to go into next with a video series. So we'll see. I don't know. The Lord will pick one out. All right. Or not. Lord willing, He does. All right, I don't want to turn away from this plow. I don't want to stop doing this work, but it doesn't matter what I want. All right, so I don't know. I just wanted to do that really quick video. I'm pretty sure there was more I was going to go into, but it's all right. So, Call Halal Yahweh, Baal Shem, Yahweh Shai, Baal Shem, Rakaha, Quadash. All right, double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. All right, Lord willing, I'm of that number. Oh yeah, and that brother that helped the Lord put that spotlight on me. All right, to help test me. That was Isaiah, Idaho. All right, go look on the community tab of this page and go to that brother's profile and listen to them videos, man. Listen, take heed, absorb as much as you can. Hey, prove all things, hold fast to that which is good. All right, which is 1 Thessalonians 5:21. All right. Also, keep in mind Proverbs 3:5. Let's see. See if I'm correct in that first. Proverbs 3:5. It reads, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding." All right, we need these men down here to guide us to the truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right. So, yeah, so again, Shalom to the remnant and the elect. Lord willing, I'm of that number, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.